Okay, so this is going to be like a mini class. We're going to keep it fairly short. If it's stuff you're interested in, feel free to bug me later. Happy to do again, this is a much longer format class at events and stuff. So what we're talking about is dynamic power generation, footwork. We're going to, again, pretty simple. We're going to do 3 different drills. These are going to help us with making sure we're moving, using our bodies to generate power, and then how to move dynamically and in control. So the first one is one of my favorite drills of all time. I've been doing it for years and years. It's a great warm-up drill. Some of you will definitely have seen me do this before. I call it like a wobbly table drill. So you have a really badly built table. I've got 4 points. I've got one here, one a little wider, one a little wider. Those are only 4 points that my finger can touch the ground. So if you want to spread out so you got a little bit of room. This drill has 3 phases to it. The first one is big motions. Remember, when we're learning a new technique, I really suggest exaggerate it. Do it very big, because you will, over time, tighten it up. If you're trying to use these during a fight, your body will naturally bring it smaller, right? So, pretend there's basically visualize a flat tabletop in front of you. So you've got basically that's where your target's going to be. Every time we step on the top of our table, our top 2 points, we want our toes pointing towards our target. So for me, I'm going to be stepping like this and like that. So my toes are pointing into my target. And again, we step on the 4 points. So I'm going to basically come here, I step, I come back with my weight. See how I really exaggerate this? Swing back here, swing back here. So it's really 4 points. It takes a little while to get the rhythm. Remember, we're not so much like swinging like a sword. You just want to get your upper body swinging. I almost think like a figure 8 with my arm. Think about rotating your shoulders. One of the things we want to do is create dynamic tension between our hips and our shoulders. That can help our power generation. Bend your knees. Really rotate. But really, think flow in this. So what, again, I think of a figure 8, that helps me with my flow. So again, if I've got my 4 points, here I exaggerate my weight transfer big back here, 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 here. So think about big weight transfer. You want that weight to really come back to that back foot and then explode forward. Everybody?
Oh, thanks.
Let's just give it a try. So just visualize your 4 points. This is a little awkward to start, so don't worry about it. So now this leg, arms come back, that leg comes down here. This leg goes back. There you go. Now that comes forward. So this is the same. So basically I do like a mirror like that here. So start like this, face me here. This leg is going to come over. Back. And then I rotate through, so you're here. Back. Through, back. So really, you just want to try to get that flow. As I mentioned before, this is a great warm-up to do for like a couple minutes before practice because it gets lots of blood moving through your legs. It helps. I'm really quickly going to show you the second and third phases of this. Anyone wants to try it, go for it. Because this is the first time most of you have done this, I don't expect everyone to kind of get these, but I want to show you where you can go with this. So we talk about this first phase where it's big, huge weight transfer motions. Here, what this is doing is if you think of it like if I was in combat, I can explode into it, right? I'm creating a lot of dynamic tension in my torso. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to do the big weight transfer. So now it's So I'm still generating that tension and power, but I'm not doing the big weight transfer back. And the third one, which I haven't done for a while, so I'm not even sure I can still do it, is we don't touch back with the back foot at all. Now you're basically just skating drill. Now, right? It's the same figure eight, but I don't go back. So it's a good balanced one as well. Let's get the flow of the big one first. And again, anytime I'm here practice, if you think, hey, I like that, but I don't think I feel like I've quite got it, grab me and start practice, and I'll do the warm-up with you. It's a good one. Okay, second drill. Again, we're short class, so we're going to do 3 short introductions. Anything you really like, feel free to bug me after. This is going to be a really common one for some of you who've done Eastern martial arts in particular. One of the things we often have a bad habit of doing in SCA combat is we lunge around. But whichever we're going, we get our shoulders outside of our feet, and we can't change directions quickly. We're out of control. So there's a bunch of things we can do to control that. One thing is just encouraging our bodies to think about moving control. One I learned, well, I don't even want to say how many decades ago, learning judo was basically, and I've changed it a bit, but it's basically a touch drill. And so anytime I'm going to move, so I want to get my knees nice and bent, give yourself a bit of space, and you can pick any direction you want to move, but every time you move, you're going to touch both, like forward, back, and then shift. So I'm going to go touch, touch, shift. But at no point are my shoulders out ahead of my feet. Why is that important? Because if in any kind of combat, I have to react to my opponent as well as initiate. And if I'm like this, I can't react. Whereas if I step like this and all of a sudden something changes, boom, I can come back. Same thing moving backwards. I can come back. If any of your dancers, swing dancers are, it's a rock step, right? That's a great thing to use. So, again, anytime you go, you're going to touch, touch, slide, shift your weight. You don't stomp, you're going to shift your weight. Touch, touch, slide. So just try that. Think about keeping your weight inside of your feet so I can move in any direction at any time. Bend your knees more than you think. So again, it's a touch, touch, so you're in balance, you haven't committed your weight, slide. And again, another good warm-up drill. And what this is encouraging us is to stay balanced. Where you'll really see this applied in combat is actually when you're trying to get away. So one thing we all have a tendency to do, myself included, is we go to back up, we stand up, we fling our shoulders back, and we're doing this. And now that is the only direction I can go. I can't go sideways, I can't come back. If I stay low, see my feet are outside my balance point, I can J-step, I can rock step to change directions. So that's what this drill is, kind of the first step. And I'm happy to do some stuff another time where we'll do some of the more advanced steps. But this is a really good one just to get the idea of staying low, staying balanced, shifting into all of the movements, and not lunging around. Does that make sense? Anyone need any more explanation? I know I'm kind of rushing through things a bit. Okay. So again, that's another good warm-up drill. Not only is it going to teach us to bounce stuff, but we should be doing something to get our core and leg muscles, shoulders warmed up before we fight anyways. So if you take 5 minutes to do any of these, we're using our legs a lot, so it gets lots of blood pumping through our bodies and warms us up nice. Okay. Third and final one. Yeah, we're doing okay for time. Okay, so again, we're talking about movement. So one of the things we want to also be able to do is change directions. So I mentioned it before. One of the things I want us to do, it'd be really good for these small indoor fighting spaces too, because we always run into the edges, we have to call hold, all that. Is who here's done, whether in other martial arts or anything like J-steps? Yeah. So it's a pretty basic step in a lot of martial arts. What we're talking about is making a little J with our foot, using the same thing we just did in the last drill of staying, not lunging, And if I'm backing up, if I just back up like this, if this person's rushing me, I can't get away. They're going to be able to go faster forwards than me backwards most of the time. And so I'm constantly going to be on the defense until we hit the ropes or something. If I can change directions under control, now I can counter, I can change the fight. So if I'm here, I stay low, I do that, I stay centered, boom, boom. And you see how basically I'm making a J, right? You practice it a lot, you can almost do a 180 on people and they run right by. So for this one, what I'd like to do is partner up with somebody. Anybody grab a partner? Person whoever's closest to you? All we're going to try to do is one person's going to be the aggressor. We're going to go very slowly, like a slow walking speed. And I just want you to try to maintain the distance. If you're the person backing up, and stay balanced like we just talked about the drill with the sliding. And I'm going to slide my foot in a little J shape. You see how I point my toe? That's what gives me the pivot. If I do it straight, I've just done this, and that hasn't really helped me very much. If I turn, point my toe in, naturally I'm just going to make that pivot. So give yourself lots of space. We got a huge gym. Remember, nice and slow. We're just trying to get the concepts down. We're not trying to rush things. So we'll just try to maintain.
Corner there. That's a good skill to have.
So does that make sense? Both? Oh, yeah. It's a funky route, so people said, I'll come back and try it for a minute. Over here. Well, depends on if we put it on it.
What a surprise, Mr. Dexterity.
All we're trying to take my effect.
Even if I don't, rare is straight remember to put my foot down, it still lets me do that.
Yeah, full speed is not going to be this. But the whole concept of a bang, and now I'm going this way.
Yeah.
And the second drill is the building blocks of that. We have to stay low and have our feet outside us, come into our feet. If I'm going this way and I get here, now I can't change direction anymore. Now I'm basically following.
Any last words, Coach?
It's a start. Yeah. Glad people are interested.